What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is tutorial 13 and today's topic will be view and copy method in Numpy. Okay, so without wasting further time, so let me just start the tutorial. So this is going to be tutorial 13 and let me give some headings and okay, so let's start the tutorial first. So first thing first, let me import numpy as np. Okay, and you run it, and after that, so let me just create a numpy array. So np array, and it should be like 1 2 3 12 20. Okay, and let's print the elements. Okay, fine. Now what we'll do, we'll explain what is a view and what is copy method. Okay, so view, in numpy. Okay, so let's declare another variable b equals to a dot view. Okay, and then let's print b. Okay, so it is holding like not holding, just for the sake of understanding, just think that it is holding the same element. So now I'll show you something important. A dot flags. Okay, so see here there is some metadata attribute called own data, and it is true, means this variable a is actually owner of this array data. Okay, but if you do b dot flags, see this is not owner of this data. What does it mean? So let me just explain you now this thing. So now if you do this indexing, b equals to 0, I will get 1, and a equals to 0, I will get also 1. It is actually this is actually the view of the same data. So what is happening, this is not like a different array object is created, but with a different name, but it is getting the view of the same data from the same location of the memory. Okay, nothing else. Okay, now what I mean by view. So now suppose v0 equals to 10. If I do a change, b0 equals to 10, okay, then I print b, I got this new array. But now surprisingly, if I do a, see, I got the same. It means I actually change in this index location using the b. Okay, but I got the same value like updated for a. So that is the reason for b the own data metadata attribute is false, and for a it is true, means a is the actual owner of this data but b is not, but b is actually getting the view of the same data from the same location. So that is why whenever I do some changes in b, the same changes will be reflected in a as well. Okay, right. So this is the view method of numpy thing. So this is actually going to be very helpful whenever you are going to do some sort of calculation in your data science project or in your machine learning thing. In that time, copying one numpy array directly from one object to a different object is going to be very tedious, and that is why you don't want to do that changes. Rather that you want to just get a view of the data into another variable. That time this method is going to helpful. Okay, but if your requirement is to do some sort of changes, alteration with the another variable, then this method is not going to help you, because if you see, whenever you do some changes in b, the same changes will be reflected in a. So this is not recommended that time. But in in some cases when you don't want to like change the original variable but you original data, but rather you want to create a copy, and after that you want to do some changes. In that time there is something called copy in Numpy. So what is copy in Numpy? Same thing. So here in our case a is this, so what I'll do, I'll create c equals to a dot copy. Okay, so now if I put c flags, see, now c is holding his own data. It means the new object is created and the new data has been copied from here to here. So it means c is the owner of his own Numpy array data, and a is also owner of his own data. So if I do some changes in c, for example c4 equals to, c4 is what, c4 is 0 1 2 3 4, c4 is 20, let me just change it to 100. Okay, now if I print c, see I got this thing back, 10 2 2 2 1200, and a will be unchanged. See, a is unchanged. Okay, so this is actually the copy things. So whenever you have the requirement of doing some changes with the original data, on the original data, but you same time don't want to change in the actual array object, you want to keep it as it is, so that time it is recommended to use this copy method. But remember, this method is going to be very tedious and very expensive in terms of memory operation, because you are going to deal with this complete copy of the data. But why I'm saying this thing, if you ask me that okay, there will be 5 or 10 elements, what is the big deal of copying from one memory location to another memory location to a different objects? No, in actual Python or data science thing, copying Numpy array means copying huge data. So probably you'll be having 10,000 rows or 10 millions of row or 1 millions of row, and you are going to copy the entire structure or entire data to another data, so that another object. So definitely it is going to be a very tedious. Okay, so that is what I'm saying. So another thing is that when you will get this view thing, right? So for that, actually, for example, let me, before I do something, let me just take a copy of this thing. Okay, then it will be easier to understand how to do it. Yes, so view is going to be this. Import numpy as np a equals to np dot array 1 2 3 4 7. I'm just giving you example, guys, so that okay. Any changes in B will change the original data in A as well. Okay, so this is one thing. And for copy, let me just copy this thing. Okay, any changes in C will not change anything in A. Okay, so next thing, we'll show you some example of this view. So examples of view. Okay, so let me just create another array, np dot array, let's 1 7 9 10 12 40 23. Okay, so now let's do a slicing on this thing. Okay, so b equals to a, and let's say it starts from 1 and end with 3. Okay, means it will start with 7, 3 means 0 1 2 3, so it will be 7 to 9. Okay, this is 2. Okay, so let's run this thing and let's print b 7 9. Okay, so if I do a b dot flags, see, I am actually getting the view of the same data from the specific index location or address location, whatever you say. Now the interesting thing will be happen. So if I do, so I got b here. Okay, right, so if I do some changes in b, so b0 means 7 and b1 means 9. Right, now if we do some changes in b0, for example in b0, let me just make it 12. Okay, so in our case b0 means a1. Okay, and I make it to 12. Now if you put a, if you see here that our original a got changed. So what does it mean? So whenever you do some array, numpy array slicing, the resultant array will be the view of the same array data from the specific index location, right? The whatever we actually discuss in the view section. So what is happening here, when you apply this slicing thing, it is actually the same array like data from the same array object. The original array object will be will be viewed here. Like it is actually, b is actually getting the view of the original array index values from the specific position. For example, if I put it 1 to 3, it will get the view of like 7 and 9 in this location. So as I said, like in case of view, if you do some changes on b, the same changes will be reflected on a, cause this is not holding the exact like ownership of his data. Whatever changes you do, it will be reflected here. So this is actually very important thing. So whenever you do some sort of slicing operation, you have to remember that if you assign this data to some variable, if you do some changes on that variable, it will be actually impacted to original array. So you have to remember this thing very carefully. So for example, you are doing some very complex operation in your machine learning algorithm or a data science project, and that time you are doing multiple slicing, and after that if you do some changes in the slice, and after that if you think that our original data is intact, so your whole calculation will be wrong and you will get some surprising results. So don't try to do any changes on your view object. So definitely it will impact your whole operation if the intention is not to do any change. But definitely if your intention is to do change, then it is better to use copy method. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, one more thing is there. No, I think it is covered actually. So let's put this thing. Let me create another slide with this thing. I believe we covered everything. Just let me change this examples of view. So let me think it will be easier for you guys to understand if I do like this. Then So let me just write it. B is getting the view of A only from the specific index position. Okay. B0 10 any changes in B will change it. Okay, any changes in B will change it. Let me open this thing. So this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. So let me just save this thing. Okay guys, so our tutorial part is completed. So I will upload the complete notebook in the GitHub repository as well. So before I finish this or end this tutorial, just one more time. So view means actually it is getting the same data, and only the thing is that only the new array object will be created, but it is holding the same data. That is why the ownership is false for the original data, and for the viewed like data it will be false. Okay, so whatever you change in the view object, it will be also getting reflected on the original array object. But in case of copy, like the original and the copied data both will have the complete ownership of his own data. So whatever you change in the copied object, it will not reflect in the original data, original numpy object. So that is why here is not impacted. And the next thing is that whenever you do some sort of slicing operation, so it is actually giving you the view of the original array elements for the specific index position. And the same thing, whatever you like apply or whatever changes you do on the sliced array or the viewed object on the view object, it will be going to change the original array object. So you have to remember those things while doing your operations. So you can now design your algorithm or logic in such a way that you should consider all these internal operations or internal properties of numpy array. This is going to be one of the very important property. So always you have to take care of all these things while considering your algorithm or logics. Okay, so enough of talking guys. So we'll see you in the next video. But before I end this tutorial, guys, try to do some sort of practice or else you definitely forget. There are multiple things are there in numpy array, and all these things are very minute and very basic things. If you are not clear about those concepts, then definitely it is going to give you some sort of trouble in the future. Okay, so that's it guys, we'll see you in the next video. But before I say the same thing, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button. If you have any doubt, comments or suggestion, please feel free to drop your comment inside the comment box. And thank you very much for all the Udemy students for purchasing this course. It is actually helping me a lot, or encouraging me indirectly or directly to create more and more contents for you. And same thing is applicable for all of you guys, that if you have any question, doubt or any clarification required, please feel free to contact me over via Udemy. I will always online over Udemy as well, so I can answer all your queries immediately. Okay, so that's it guys, we'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye and happy learning.